Hey guys, it's Jordan Keneal here taking you through the NAB League Prelim Finals on the Scouting Report. We had a 1-point thriller where Dandenong just got over the line against Tasmania, and then Sandringham were far too good for Gippsland in the second game. Here's a list of guys I wanted to learn more about heading into the Dandenong v Tassie game. There was no Henry Huswaite or Mitch Sabowski for Dandenong, so I focused more on the Tassie trio of Colby McKercher, Seth Campbell and Lockie Cowan. Then, when I could take notes on Dandenong's bottom age crew in Cooper Simpson, Harry Demeter, Sam Frangalis and Kay Delarue. Alright, so let's start with Seth Campbell. He had too much time here and he just fumbled and overthought it. So let's remember that clip for later on. The Dandenong 17s crew were awesome. Cooper Simpson and Sam Frangalis dominated the middle and hit Kay Delarue up on the lead.
Midfield forward.
Looking to respond right away. And he's done just that.
Delarue got up the ground too later on for a little bit of linking mark action. Then he took a belter in the third quarter. Bottom age Colby McKercher was crucial in the middle. One of my focuses this week was watching how clean players are, especially on the inside. McKercher was one touch at ground level and his handballing was fantastic. He also showcased his burst with this effort.
Oh, bursting through the pack here is McKercher. He's gone to 40, has a hit at home, and misses to the right-hand side.
Cooper Simpson had an awesome first half. This double defensive effort to save a goal was awesome. He then pushed forward in the second term and got this cracking first goal. He followed it up not long after with an easy effort from 55. He probably could have even got that from 60, I reckon. Now this is a little bit where I want to spend some time on. Morris medalist Lockie Cowan is a person I spent long periods watching off the ball while at the ground. In this stage of the year, you kind of have an idea of what the player kind of plays like and you've seen plenty of his skills, but it's a good time to kind of invest at what he's doing away when he doesn't have the ball. Obviously, he wins plenty of the footy and he's a great kick, so I wanted to see what his work rate was like. His first half was poor defensively. I'll split the vision here with the behind the goals angle too, so you can track it. Cowan wasn't getting out of a jog while Dandenong was surging forward. Now, to be fair to him, there were plenty of other players that weren't doing it either. And he also stepped up his effort in the second half. But I thought that was something I really wanted to focus on while watching that game. Here's another effort from the first half with the split screen again. Neither of these resulted in a goal or anything, but when it gets to late in the season, I like to take my time to watch that off-ball stuff. Lockie did some really good stuff in the game too. Look at this belter from the kick out in the second quarter. And then when Tassie needed to take the game on late, he just nailed a 60-metre kick straight down the guts. So let's get to the fourth quarter. Remember that Seth Campbell error I showed first up? I wanted to highlight how clean he was below the knees in the last quarter. He's usually a half forward who can go into the midfield, but he played across half back in the last quarter. He showed multiple efforts and even opened the game up with a 45-degree kick. Melbourne NGA prospect Finnemil Brennan copped a knock, so he moved forward late in the game. But how good is this spoil from him on Campbell? You gotta love that type of effort. And finally, as I mentioned, it was a 1-point game, so I'll show you the last play of the match and you can decide for yourself whether you think it was a mark or not. Alright, moving on to game 2 now, which was more star-studded. My goal in this game was not to watch Will Ashcroft, Harry Sheasel or Cam Mackenzie, as I've seen plenty of those guys already. So here's a list of players I wanted to look at. So the previous game's review was more grouped into players. This one's going to be more of a chronological review as I went through the film really thoroughly. Let's start with the first quarter. Archer Reed gets a holding the ball call and he finishes beautifully. Jacob Constanti is a small forward and he can go into the midfield too, but he didn't make the distance on this shot, but I loved how he followed it up immediately with incredible running patterns around stoppages. His usual roles as a pressure small forward with bursts in the middle, but my goal on the day was to look at only his work on that particular day. Here's a Nathan Scolo intercept, followed by Cam Mackenzie going through the middle, and then Hawthorn NGA prospect Cooper Vickery drops this mark. Jacob Constanti gets right up to half back and takes a mark on the lead and follows it up with an excellent cutting kick into the corridor. Cooper Vickery has an awesome long kick to Bailey Humphrey, and I don't mind Humphrey's decision making here either.
And it hits the chest of Humphrey. Humphrey on the 50, penetrating kick towards goal. It's across the face.
So here's what I really wanted to see. Constanti not just getting midfield time, but a match up against Will Ashcroft. I liked him getting into Will's body. We'll see this throughout the game, but there was clearly a coaching directive from the power here. Jacob has multiple efforts following up here in a surge play. I've already seen enough of Max Noble and I like his game, but this contested mark was nice. Really love seeing this pack mark from Archer Reid though, and it's an area of the game where I'd love to see more development over 2023. Charlie Clark fumbles here, but the double pressure effort was good and he immediately tried to go again. There's a nice grab from Zane Dersma, but the kick was way off. But the grab and the tough finish from Archer Reid was absolutely unreal. Loved it.
Will favour the check side. Oh, he's curled it through. There wasn't a lot of daylight, but he found it.
Charlie Clark's effort on the lead was good. He's usually pretty good overhead, but he doesn't hold it here. And it's good from Will Brown to finish it off. Archie Roberts hits up Ollie Houghton, who draws 2 to the ball, but he probably should have tried an over-the-top handball back. The kick wasn't perfect, but it did pay off. And then there's the trio of Mackenzie, Clark and Harry Sheasel to finish it.
It off to his teammate and Sheasel, and he boots his second on the board.
I'll contrast that play with one from the third quarter. Levi Ashcroft was way smarter here to wait for the 2 players to go to the ball. Then Clark and Sheasel work their stuff. How good is the pick up and instant no-look handball from Kobe Burgeel? It set up a goal as well. Charlie Clark kicked a really nice snap, and that's just what he does best. There's also a bit of biffo after that, as Will Ashcroft and Bailey Humphrey get involved. Will Brown's smother here was unreal, and he was rewarded with a great goal. Jacob Constanti takes front spot, but he was outbodied, and he was never going to win that one. And then again, not long after, he's deployed as the deepest forward and gets outbodied again. Ollie Houghton's evasiveness across half-back definitely gets a tick. Love seeing that. Jonty Schuback kicks to Bailey Humphrey, who's brilliant at making space for this contested mark, and he kicks the goal too.
Hamilton loops the hand pass over the top, and eventually it'll end up here with Schuback, 60 metres from goal, kicks to the top of the goal square, good strong mark.
Jacob Constanti takes a nice mark, but his kick is intercepted well by Ollie Houghton. Cam McKenzie breaks Zane Dersma's ankles here. Charlie Clark then drops a mark, but it's an awesome finish.
Charlie Clark, the entertainer, boots another in the prelim final.
I wanted to highlight a couple of Bailey Humphrey's really clean possessions. He didn't have a lot of the ball and didn't have massive influence, but what he did was sharp. Now we're going to spend some time looking at Kobe Burgeel around the clearances. He had more midfield time in this game, and I thought in the second quarter he played Ashcroft a little too loose around the stoppages, but in the third quarter he really got into Will's body. His strength is nice, he's got speed there, and the awareness was better, but his kicking really wasted some good clearance opportunities. Around the 18-minute mark, I love this tackle from Levi Ashcroft and Kobe. Heading to the fourth quarter now, what a lovely ground level snap from Archer Reid. At 203 centimetres, I just think that's what separates him from others in his class. Then how about this spin not long after? His kick could be better. Kobe Burgeel nearly had goal of the day with this amazing effort, but it was called off for an illegal shepherd in the goal square. I've got to contrast that with his stinker from a late kick out. His inconsistency was pretty costly. Scolo made an incredible chase down for a key defender. Here's a little package of Jacob Constanti doing some really clean stuff on the inside. These are really clean hands in the pack from Constanti, and there's a nice mark to Reid. We're going to switch to behind the goals here to see where Cooper Vickery is, so he does this incredible kick to Max Noble. And then finishing it all off with a goal from Vickery as well. Lovely stuff. Alright, well if you've stuck around for this long, well done. Enjoy the NAB League Grand Final. and we'll catch you soon on the Scouting Report.